So, welcome to our last match here of day number 1 of CECC South between UT Dallas, number 14, and Okra, as well as number 17, NC State. I will be posting this as soon as I can afterwards, so hopefully these will, hopefully these will work out well in terms of VODs. I'll be posting them as soon as I can and posting it on social medias for anybody to watch. But yeah, it's because of my internet. I will be making new Ethernet cords after this. Hopefully that might fix my problem. We'll see. But yeah, we'll find out what the problem is. Too late now. All right, pausing the action here. So we'll get back to the games momentarily. All right. And looks like we're going to go back in. All right, so start this again. All right, welcome everybody. Our last match here of CECC South Regional, day number 1, between UT Dallas, number 14 in Okra, and NC State, number 17 in Okra. We're about to go down, or is about to go down here. Now, again, I wasn't able to stream this because of my internet, and hopefully I'll get that fixed soon. But now we are in. I'll post this up on YouTube and social medias afterwards, as well as the other 2 matches that I did prior to this. So let's go. First look at NC State here. Second look at UT Dallas. Phone's already off on a good start. Phone's having a little trouble getting that Reaper going earlier against Texas A&M. This time around, though, Phone's going to have a say in this fight. Already 2 down. Into the back line. Might make it 3. Abdallah's there. There will be a fight win here for, at least for now, for UT Dallas. Comments are off and running here. All the way into the back line, there is a Symmetra just kind of hanging out, getting back to the rest of the team safely. So Phone's going to have to Wraith form away already. Any heals to them come at a later time. Right now, though, one bubble already used. So they'll start trying to take the point here. Now they'll go ahead and TP up to see if there's any surrounding areas they can take here. But space will not be taken. Hermosa, Doyi, bloodthirsty support is able to find 2 onto both lobby and Splice. Abdallah's there as well. And no answers currently. They try to TP up and down, but just nothing to respond against this Zarya combination right now. And Doy's almost at an ultimate. Oblivion's going to switch on over to the Reaper. Lobby will switch on over to the Cassidy as well. Otherwise, no switches the rest of the way. Splice will stay on the Malga. Bunko will stay on the Lucio. Nelix will stay on the Baptiste. We'll go ahead and TP in. It will be a backline. Ultimate for the Wuyong. Nothing to knock down there since Malga's unstoppable in the charge, or in the overrun, I should say, but doesn't really matter when the rest of the team is dying at the same time. Yes, you get the charge in, but unfortunately for you, all that's left awaiting you is death. Nalex gets phone, but it's not even going to matter. 70%. Right now, NC State looking like they are lost on what to do here. They're trying their best, obviously, but right now, they don't have an ultimate to work with. The only ultimates that are going to come online here, Splice is going to have the cage. And Nelix is going to have the application matrix. Otherwise, almost nearly 4 check marks on the board for this UT Dallas team for what will be final fight territory. At matrix will start this off. Dory's there. It will be the Death Blossom just kind of spreading all over the place. But unfortunately for them, 3's already down in the back line. This cage fight really doesn't matter at this point. Cage is already just destroyed by the amount of damage done. Nobody else is even touching this point. Oblivion can't touch it either. And the blade from Eric, not even needed. A clean 100-0 for UT Dallas. Good start for them. Great start for them, even. Meanwhile, we come to the place where my favorite animal, one of my favorite animals is in play. Penguins. I love penguins. Yes, I'm from Hawaii and I like penguins. Sue me. All right. See what they're up to now. Oblivion's going to switch on over to the Pharah instead this time. Splice will go to the Ramatra. They've given them a little bit of trouble last time against the Pharah, so let's see if it works out. I mean, the Pharah run from Phone was pretty good. See if what Oblivion can do. Phone's already gotten down Splice, meaning your tank's already lost, and that is a very early tank loss, too, to have as the point unlocks. Follow just this far around, see what happens with this. Good aim from Doyi. Wow. Doyi's still hitting those, man. Oh, yeah. And yeah, Doyi's getting pressured out. Nobody can really take care of this far either. You don't really have a hit scan to take care of it. Your only hope right now is that Doyi can keep hitting these shots, or you're going to dive right into the far, which means you're diving into the hands of the rest of the team. They're going to take they're going to take their run around here. Wave will hit only 2 people. Doesn't hit an enemy, though. They'll play on the underside. That does give point advantage right now, at least points touch advantage to that of NC State. Running around for right now, though. Phone's trying to find a way in. Nothing there either. Freya switch as well for Lobby earlier on. Already up to 90%. And again, there's really no touching points here. I mean, they're just contesting over and over again, yet nobody's really gotten a pick besides Oblivion onto Doyi, which is a really, really big pick. Eric does take down Splice for it, but it's traded out for Phone right away. This is still a touch. And mind you, this is still a good contestant favor here for this team from UT Dallas until that moment where they lost it. They get 47% out of it for what was basically a trade fight. I mean, I take that. Again, a lot of check marks on the board now. This could be Overwatch momentarily here. Hermosa will have the Kitsune Rush, but for NC State, they've got the Barrage. They've got the Bola Shot. They will have Wuyong's Ultimate as well. See what they do here. It will be a Kitsune Rush for Hermosa to start off. Wuyong to throw that ult in. Where's it going? It's going into the Barrage. That is moving and takes down Abdallah. First time we've seen the moving Barrage at the very least here, and it will result up in a win for NC State, who will take the lead on this map. Again, it was a clean 100-0. Good response here from NC State. Well, in fact, looking to see if they can at least make some noise here on this point yet again. They will have a Frey to worry about on the side, though. Hermosa falls also low. So does Lobby, so they'll just say their goodbyes to each other after all was said and done here. We'll have a couple of check marks here for the team out of UT Dallas. It will be the Wuyong ult that comes out first. Annihilation is popping. Annihilation will be knocked over for the moment here. Death Blossom as well. Splice has just got to block everything. Lobby already gets Doyi, but in the process, they will flip that point. Oblivion goes down in the meanwhile. Now they have the Ravenous Vortex to eat up, but that's the Graviton Search right into Splice, but that's on the wall. That's nowhere near any help whatsoever. Phone and Abdallah both go down. They use that out of desperation. Maybe a little bit too much of a use there for a lost fight for UT Dallas, and it's back to NC State. 69% enrolling. Nice fight for them. Now they're going to go all over. They're not even going to stay on the point. They're going to try to pressure them all the way from up above, up on everything. That's going to force Abdallah to switch on over to the Diva to make sure that maybe Oblivion can be kept in check. You really don't have a mercy pocket for that either. So unfortunately for them, Oblivion's going to have to stay within line of sight for the healers, although it is a key to go to Wuyong, so you're still okay for right now. It's going to be a dive into the back line. Oblivion just right there with Wuyong, although you could not escape death no matter what happened there. Blade is out. Lobby's got to run for their life. Nothing there either. 1-for-1 trade. Phone is at the precipice of getting this fight won for them. And yes, 2 ultimate used, but in return, a couple used back. Hermosa, Eric, both using their ultimates, but instead it results in a 1 fight for UT Dallas. Could end this map here if they can keep this point alive, but Splice moves on over now to the Zarya to counter out to the Diva side. Nelix and Oblivion will both have their ultimates, Kitsune Rush, as well as Barrage. Nothing on the board, unless Phone can get a Death Blossom here very, very soon. Not too sure that's going to be able to counter out anything. Lobby will also have a Bola Shot again, building these up so quickly, and that's the power of this Freya. If you can land some good shots, you're looking at a very good win here. Phone's going to get into the back line, 80%, nothing really doing there, except for building up an ultimate for an extra 10%. Splice all the way in the background. They build up that charge for the Zarya so fast, but Splice is also so low here. Bola Shot's going to land onto 2. Eric and Hermosa go down to the hands of a Bola Shot. First time we've seen that ultimate do some good work on it for at least 2 kills, and that will be the point of the fight. And a tie game here for NC State. Tied up at 1-1. This is quarterfinal action, by the way. This is elimination. Single elims. Lose this, and you are out for the tournament. There's only one spot. 7 teams here in this bracket. Because Texas A&M won out in their group of 4, they will get the bye heading in to Sunday's semifinals. So they get an automatic pass in. The question would be, what are we going to see from these 2 teams here? One ranked team is going to get eliminated in the very first round of action of the quarterfinals here between, and this is the closest to you're going to find in terms of rank separation. 14 and 17, 3 ranks separating the 2 teams right now. This is going to be good fun. It is 1-1. If you want to talk about terms of close, Okra, well, if you're just talking about this map alone, Okra's got it right so far. Good 100-0 start, and then finally turns it all the way around on its head. Not a clean one, though, and back and forth. Phone having to use Wraith form already. Eric diving into the back line and already getting themselves in so much trouble. Splice, though, finds Hermosa. That's a big pick. That is your key to go down. There is no more chances of heals, or at least big heals. It's only singular heals from now on with Bunka on the Wu Yang, and that's going to force them all the way back. They're going to go for a little bit more. They're going to get greedy with it. They're going to see if they can get the Pharah. They do. So the Pharah is now gone from play. It's all ground game here. So what do they want to do? Is this green light on? Because it is a 4v4 from the looks of it momentarily until that Hideko comes back into play, which she does. And now the Pharah will come back here for this fight. So going to go quickly enough. Didn't have the manpower there, unfortunately. Eric down to half health already. And you can see the power of those the water balls there from the Wu Yang. Aim it correctly. You're going to do a lot of damage for it. Phone, though, taking care of Splice. That's a big pick there. That's the tank down. Deadeye is going to be out, and Deadeye hits nothing but bubble. So big ultimate lost for Lobby as well. Spells a fight win there. Nobody else had an ultimate on the board anyway, so Deadeye was to make space, or maybe even in hopes of turning it around. Or maybe Lobby's switching here, but not in the spawn room just yet, just holding on to it. Phone will go up. Main row, still nothing there for right now. We'll teleport away. Get back with the rest of the team. It will be the ultimate that hangs out. Where's this ultimate? Right on the Pharah, and Eric can only do but stay in a bubble momentarily to delay the inevitable. Gets out a trade the 1-for-1, but they do take down Oblivion on the backside. And now Graviton Surge. This is a good, interesting investment for what would be a fight already have won. They were already backing up. They used the Graviton Surge anyways. They'll go ahead and, well, they'll fight off. They'll stall for momentarily. They're up to halfway down. That could be a big ult. That could be a big game change turn there. That's going to be a barrage from way up above. Oblivion. Seeing Adala had nothing to do with that. No eyes in the sky. But Eric and Phone can turn this right around here. They will have the Kitsune Rush out and about. Lobby's there to take down Phone. Now it's going to be a chase down with this Genji as well. Trying to get to the back line. Has to TP away. Will TP back to the Cassidy, who is oh so low here. Lobby falling down to low health. Good shield there before the Nemesis form changed to Splice. And will be dashing in. But that's a good Suzu as well. Bubble's not going to do much of anything. Eric dying again there. So 74% to 41%. What does UT Dallas do, though? Back off and regroup for the moment. Oblivion might be looking right in the face of a Wu Yang there, but backs off. Paper's kind of separated out from the rest of the team. You don't have a Wraith form there anyways. And Abdallah, again, nothing doing against this Pharah right now. This Pharah is wreaking absolute havoc from the sky above. You can see it. They're pushing him all the way back to spawn. Doyu, though, can't get out either. So all that's left is Phone, who is just crouch walking, just crab walking. Going to be right behind the Lobby if you exit that way now. And just doesn't want to stagger out to the rest of the team here. So 75% takes the lead on that. And Bunka again taking down Phone. That's a huge pick for you. And again, you just wish you had that Graviton Surge to make a big difference. Phone is also gone at the same time. Eric, though, taking down Lobby, has a blade available to them, 85% and rolling. Now we'll get into the Annihilation, but that's just to reset the armor. There's nothing there. Eric's going to find 2 in the process of the blade. No blade kills for it, though, but we'll still get the point for it. It's just a Kiriko, no TP target, only a Suzu to work with, and a death to look forward to. 80%. Final fight territory. Abdallah probably breathing a sigh of relief now that Graviton Surge doesn't go awry or doesn't go terribly for them, because you will get another one here if you're able to build that up quickly enough. Kitsune Rush will start this off, though. They want to play main, and this is going to be the Pharah right into it. Pharah doesn't knock down anybody, but it will separate out for the rest of the team. Concussive Blast is there. Deadeye hits Phone in the face, and it will knock down Splice for the Wuyong ult. Eric is able to take care of Lobby, makes it a 5v3, but nobody's touching the point. That's right. Oh my goodness, UT Dallas is going to win on a spectacle known as a letter number. They tried to touch, they forced them out, they knew their timings. Unfortunately for the timing, it was not meant to be for NC State. It's a 1-0 game in favor of the Comets. Oh, that's not a good way to lose. That is not a good way to lose the fight, especially after the Lobby getting a huge bola shot right there. Getting another one as well, and the multi-kill on the Death Blossom gives you pot G. My goodness. Lobby had the play, but unfortunately, UT Dallas had the points. Score right now, 1-0, man. 2-1 on the first map on an Arctic. Man, you feel bad for that. We go back into the game now. Here's second map. And UT Dallas is already giving up on life. Atlas, for the first time, we will see in competitive play, at least on CECC side. On stream, or I should say on VODs, on our side, at the very least. 2 bans here. We are banning Cassidy and banning Kiriko. And yeah, they're saying we give up no Kiriko. Splice is saying, play game, dude. Play the game. Yeah, I don't know if... Same sides, by the way. I mean, since we went from control to flashpoint, same sides. Or, yes, control to flashpoint, we will stay same sides. And now for the compositions, it will be a Doomfist up against a Malga. In terms of tanks, DPS are the same. And for the supports, Wuyong and Ana versus a Baptiste and a Lucio. But that Baptiste is bapped away, thanks to a good punch from Abdallah to take care of the immortality field, and Eric to clean up the rest on the final blow. It will be Hermosa that has to run away for dear life. Hermosa doesn't die. First point does go on over to UT Dallas. In the meanwhile, Splice will take care of Doya, though. That's a big chunk. That's a Bionade gone from you. Splice no longer has to worry about that for a couple of seconds. Abdallah, though, is burning just a little bit. There's a lot of low health bars, and Lucio's low, having to force out the immortality field very early on. They are able to flip the point in the process, but Phone and Abdallah both die, and it will be an NC State takeover. Here on the very first point. See now that, again, Kiriko does make a difference here, especially, you know, burns and all that away. Don't have a Kitsune Rush to work inside with a Rush comp in either. You will have a sound barrier to lead now that Hermosa switched on over from the Wuyong into the Lucio instead. Phone moves on over to the Venture instead. Immortality field is gone. Good punch by Abdallah to get back into the team here. It will be a TP into the back line for the Reaper, but the Reaper having Wraith form, low health. It will be a taker for point here as they will chase them all away. Phone will get 2 for their troubles. Lucio cannot touch either. It will be a point back. Or shifted on over, I should say. Back to the Comets. So UT Dallas will hold on to the point for now. One more fight win, probably, if it's elongated, will give them point number 1. Diving into the back. There's going to be the Nano Boost on to the Doomfist. Can the Ana get out in time? Ana's running away here. Ana's getting chased down by a lot of the team here. Oblivion's going to be able to find 2, but does this Nano Boost matter? Because this Nano Boost isn't really finding anything. Abdallah is super low health, and now they find the team to get there. Pulse Bomb is able to find Lobby. Actually, Eric, or rather, the Malga from Splice backs him up, but it will be the Death Blossom ending all hopes there. 2 kills on the Death Blossom now. That fight lasted long enough to the point where this team from UT Dallas could make the comeback. Phone does have the Tectonic Shock available. What do they do here? What do they cook? Lobby will have a Pulse Bomb available. Now Elixir will have the App Matrix. Splice will have the cage fight. What does it work to them here on this very first point? App Matrix to start this off. Tectonic Shot goes up above, drops them down below to the point where that window doesn't even matter. Splice overruns right into Doyu, though. That will get traded out for Oblivion's. Cage fight finds nothing. There's nobody inside of that cage fight, so they are free to roam. However, Eric running right into the cage, wanting some piece of it, but unfortunately not happening there. Abdallah does run into it at the same time too, but it's not even going to matter. There's only Abdallah left and nobody else to play with. Good plays by NC State. Atlas new map, got to figure it out. Or newest map, I should say, still figuring it out. Guess if you're UT Dallas, it's a good start for the Wolf. Now switching on over here. Phone will go to the far. We saw this in their very first series we recorded. See what Phone's able to cook up here in the meanwhile. Abdallah almost up to a meteor strike. First one, by the way, Margo. Splice able to overlap that. Splice and Lobby, though, able to take care of the ground and the skies. Phone and Doyu both going down. Doyu's just not having a really good time on this Ana, though. Ana kind of very, very prime, especially with no Kiriko, could make sure that Splice doesn't really have a good time. But unfortunately for them, Splice is having a great time right now. Lobby able to take care of Formosa. All that's left is a Tracer with no recall now, and Eric will fight on the point. Good pulse bomb out. That lands on two. Nelix and Lobby right next to each other. Pulse bomb does not matter because Eric is there, but the meteor strike is going to allow them to fight here onto the point. Splice will go ahead and try to overrun in. Good nade for right now. Good sleep dart for now as well, but that doesn't hit Splice, so they will try to get an attempt on the point. Eric may have just had the opening they wanted, but now it's an Ana and a Tracer versus a Malga. Meanwhile, on the point, 2v3 of themselves. Now they're just spread out all over the place. Abdallah's going to burn away, and there's not a lot of healing that the Sonic can do but watch away as Abdallah charges back and is able to take care of the Lucio, but Nelix is able to trade that back. And as much as you wanted that Pulse Bomb to work out in your favor and maybe turn the fight, unfortunately, NC State with too much pressure. And it looks like if you're UT Dallas, you're giving this up for the look at a reverse sweep. Abdallah will move on over now from the Doomfist into the Zarya. Seeing the Zarya last round as well. Next, we go to Resort, and this one, a little bit more open-ended, a little bit more verticality here as well, depending on where you are, but doesn't look like they're going to play for verticality. Instead, they're going to play for the waterfall. Do they notice the Reaper dive? Yes, they do. They notice it. However, Oblivion did have Wraith form before it. That's always a must. Immortality field already used down, and that's Oblivion down. Sound barrier doesn't reach Oblivion in time. Oblivion into the Oblivion with or without that sound barrier. It's going to be an App Matrix into the corner. Seeing if you can find anything on elevation that will give advantage back to NC State for this fight. And Phone's going to stay right underneath it, though. Hermosa does take care of Lobby, but that's traded out again for Doyu, who's not really having fun against this overrun Malga that's just absolutely diving right into them. And the fight just turned on its head. Splice finding two. NC State is going to get this point to them. It's going to go ahead and jump off the map, but Oblivion's right there with the shotguns. Oh. Oblivion finds the kill. And now it's a few check marks on the board. Nothing for UT Dallas to use. It is 3 check marks on for NC State. Cage fight is up, and then Abdallah can only watch as the life withers away. Cage fight is all you needed, really. 50%. Sorry about that. The camera turned momentarily. Will be a Reaper into the back line. Do they notice it? They don't have a sleep dart to counter it. They have nothing to counter it now. Overrun yet again. We'll run right into the rest of the team. Dory's just not having fun here. Death Blossom is available, but Death Blossom is only going to go for the Immortality field, and that is it. 75%. If I'm UT Dallas, I'm basically trying to at least see if I can touch the point right now. Abdallah's low health, and now you don't have a Lucio either to work with. Abdallah does get a kill onto the Reaper, but somebody's got to touch this point. It will be the Tracer of Eric running into it. Does get the recall off. Will have a bubble to work with as Abdallah's here to play the game with them. Now, what do you do here if you're NC State? You got 99%, but you're still going to contest it here. Graviton Surge is going to find at least Lobby. Big one. Immortality field doesn't even matter now. Splice have to do a lot of the work, and there's the TP away for right now. Pulse Bomb lands, and that is good enough damage to take care of Splice. TP away doesn't really happen there, and the Lucio will fade away as well, so it will be UT Dallas holding on for dear life, though. The back and phone sniped. Not good. Phone gives them a +1. My goodness. The snipe, knowing that they were going to push that, now it makes it a more advantageous position here. That could have maybe turned the tides of this all together here. At Matrix will go into the second level. At Matrixes will go on either second level, but the bigger one is that the sound barrier will come out. What's that going to do for this team here in red for NC State? And 958 barely hanging on to this still. Sound barrier will come out later. Hermosa found it worthy to invest this sound barrier into this fight, and they're finishing them off quickly. But the unfortunate thing is Spice is back into play. Spice is still here. What does NC State want to do? Do they still want to fight this? It's at 80%. You do have a Lucio in play. You have a Reaper that could TP in. What's the call going to be? Tracer also available. Has to use the recall, though. Is somebody going to play this game? It's going to be the game that is being played. Overrun will head on in. Eric has a pulse bomb available. Where are you going to land this? Onto the big guy, onto Manga. Not in front of the immortality field either. Not in the immortality field, just in front of it. That's enough damage for right now to keep them at bay. Oblivion and Splice are able to find their picks. It only takes one ult from the looks of it. Phone's not going to use the Death Blossom. Instead, it will be a fight win. Pulse bomb into the backside needs to work a miracle. Doesn't even find a single thing to land on except for the beach. And it will be a 2-1 scoreline. Good comeback here from UT Dallas. NC State heading out to the Bazaar now to see if they can close out the map here. Splice almost up to another cage fight as well. This is looking pretty good for them, at least in terms to start this point. Now they're going to go all the way to the back. They're not even fighting on the point. They're going to fight behind the point onto the side that is NC State's, well, spawn side, I guess you could say here. Phone's going to TP, and you can see where Phone's positioning is. Crouch walking. Way to see if anybody notices. Death Blossom available. Death Blossom will hit 2, and that will find the immortality field. That will find the support, and that will find the fight win. All it takes is Phone to press the Q button, and it will be the Reaper getting the first point. Bazaar, as it is, they will get first point. Or they will get the first touch on the Bazaar, I should say. Phone saying hello, knowing that may very well have Pot G in the moment. That Reaper may have it, but Oblivion finding Eric's head rolling off of the Tracer's shoulders. It will be a Graviton search that lands up right onto Splice. Is there enough damage to compete with this, though? That's going to be an Matrix that runs right through. Death Blossom is there. It's going to find 1 onto Abdallah, but man, oh man, if you're UC Dallas, you were... Oh man, that is a lost opportunity. You have the Matrix. So you using it, and the overrun right by it, even in the Graviton search, means that is 2 wasted ults for you. Yes, in return of a Death Blossom, but is that going to be worth it in the end? Eric will have a Pulse Bomb. Hermosa will have a Sound Barrier to work with. NC State, though, has an Matrix, has a Pulse Bomb. They are not even fighting on the right point. They're fighting on a different point altogether. They're fighting towards that very first point in the middle that we were playing at, and now Lobby's going to find 2. Trades 2 for 2, both immortality fields down. And now they're going to chase Oblivion. They're going to take the health pack away from them. And now it's just a Tracer now has to recall out. It will be looking like the point goes back to this team from UT Dallas. Now we'll see the ultimates online. Both support ultimates online for the Sound Barrier as well as the Matrix. Phone, a Death Blossom available. What do they do? What do they call up here? Reapers are going to look at each other. Phone's got to run. It's going to use the Wraith form, but at the same time as the bubble. It's going to give him a charge at the same time. Now it's going to be the Matrix. Onto the backside will be the Reaper to charge right into TP in, but falls also low. Already has to Wraith form away. Same thing for the Tracer now. The Reaper's into the back line, but finding absolutely nothing. Yeah, that was readable. That was readable into the eyes of NC State. So now 92%. They still have control at this point. Doyu, though, has no control over his life. It is in the hands of Bunka. Finds themselves in a good fight here. That is the cage fight down. 70%. Everybody is basically dead. The only ones you got left here are Abdallah on the Zarya. Do they chase down the Zarya to stagger out this last fight? If there is one, they're chasing him down with all their might. They do. Abdallah is gone. Is there anybody to touch now at this point? Hermosa's the only one that can probably touch, maybe even Eric or Phone. You got to get there. Nobody's even close, and that's going to do it for this map. NC State ties up our series at 1 apiece. 3-1 here on Atlas. Our very first look at it here in CECC. Pot G going on over here. Let's see what it is. It goes up to the Tracer, and I believe a pretty good pulse bomb if this lands. Yep, pulse bomb right on there. Gets rid of the sound barrier that was onto Abdallah. The sound barrier matters not. So it's 1-1 score between the two. All right, let's go into map number 2 now, which is King's Row. Banned out Malga, banned out Malga, banned out Reaper. And the thing about this as well is that Splice, as you can see on the NC State side, was asked what side they wanted, and Splice is like, you guys can choose. Told UT, the aura emanating from that man, the aura emanating. Splice told UT Dallas to pick, so UT Dallas would like attacker's advantage. Phone's gonna swap to their Widowmaker to start, but no, this is probably a bait. All right, Phone's gonna go on over to the far instead. Eric will have the Tracer. Splice will go ahead and emote, but this is the first time we're gonna take a look at the hazard today. Oblivion's already down to a couple of health here. Freya will go for lobby. See what happens here. Lobby, good couple of shots onto Phone. Puts him down in the hang up. It's dial tones only here. Splice already going in, already a couple of blocks as well. Spike guard is up too, and this is a good violent leap. Good couple of spike guards up, and this is a run game now. They cannot counter this whatsoever, and they didn't even have a single healer there, mind you. They didn't really have Nelix there. Nelix is kind of walking towards them, not wanting to TP in. Instead, it's a whole lot of good things for NC State. Aura. 3 minutes left. Splice already up halfway to an ultimate. Abdallah does have the ultimate up to 35%. Meanwhile, again, another violent leap. Good spike wall there. Or jagged wall, excuse me. Trying to slash on another violent leap. Splice trying to hold on with that spike guard. Get freaky with it. It's with a PH. Erica's already in the back line, though, trying to put on the pressure themselves. And already they're going to have to go into the Alderworth Hotel. Meanwhile, into the upper floors, they will go, looking to see if Phone can find anything upstairs, but they already dropped down. Meanwhile, that will be a first tick up for this team. Good dash on either side. Wu Young Ultimate is going to go. There are 2 low people there. That is going to knock down Eric. Do they have enough to work with to get Eric down? Yes, they do. Switching off on a trade, but advantage, at least spawner-wise, goes to this team in red in terms of UT Dallas. Phone, though, does not have a burrow. Drill dash doesn't happen either. Nelix is forced to use the keeps in a rush. They give up 2 ticks. That might be all they give up, though, unless a comeback here for the turnaround that is from UT Dallas. They use the downpour, but the downpour goes basically for nothing except for Hermosa, and that is a lot of ultimates used for NC State basically to go for nothing. And you can see how much pressure UT Dallas wants to put on them. A lot of times teams will want to push them all the way here to this final one so that they don't have to play an additional fight if they can help it. If they can find anything to poke out for that situation to be in. Looks like that will not be the case, so go ahead and dash right in. Genji will go right into this. And where is Phone going to go here? Phone does not have anything to work with except for a Joe Dash. Now it will be Tectonic Shock, but you only get 1 Tectonic Shock off because Nelix is there with a kunai right to the body of Phone. That will impale. And that will be a Graviton Surge. That's up as well. It will be the Kitsune Rush that gets spliced, but nothing else. Violent Leaps no more momentarily. It will be a Bola Shot that gets thrown out, but the Bola Shot hits nothing but a wall. That's their own wall at that. Sound Barrier will get used too. This will let them speed on in. Let's see if this finds anything. Oblivion will go down low health. Lobby makes Hermosa pay dearly for it, but that's a support for a DPS trying to get out of it. Good shot yet again from Lobby on this Freya. Bola Shot earlier, already up to 40%. That's what happens with a good Freya. Literally can get ultimates like that in nearly a fight. Abdallah, by the way, very little health. Already forced to use the Suzu, even in the bubble. Shot inside yet again, doesn't find any damage to work for it. Fight still continues on. It will be the blade that gets popped out. It will be the bubble to pop alongside with it. Eric finds one, may find another for it, finds a third for it. Slash dash hack away goes Eric. And that may be the point if they get enough people onto it. But man, oh man, they are pushing them all the way to the spawn room. And Lobby's going to get staggered for it too. They can find 3 on the point. They probably have it. They will have it. There's really no chance in contesting it. So UT Dallas, 4 minutes on the clock to push this up. Splice already knocked off of the high perch. Over and over. Here we go. They will switch on over. Oblivion will go on to the Venture and Lobby, going on to the Widowmaker instead. There's a call out to go for a Widowmaker at the start of the game, but instead a Widowmaker on the side of NC State will come out. Now, Oblivion does take care of Phone. Is there anything else worth doing here? No, Eric gets taken down. It's basically 2 supports and a tank. There's not a lot of damage on your side. So back up for the moment. They're actually going to use the Wuyong ult here to try and see if this knocks down anybody. Abdallah does have the bubble. I guess it was worth it to stagger out. Big ultimate gone, though, for Bunka. So, I mean, if you're a UT Dallas, you take that any day. Well, what you don't take is a body shot impaled. It's a through and through wound from Lobby to take care of Eric. I'm just going to see if he can dive, though. They are trying to find something. Downpour is out. That's going to find the Zarya, but unfortunately, around the corner, the rest of the team is there. Downpour finds no value in it. Instead, it's a team rush now for this for this UT Dallas team. Now you have the Graviton Surge. That Graviton Surge goes around the corner. Nothing to find there. Eric is trying to find anything above, but Oblivion sends him back down under the ground. Will be the Kitsune rush down and about here. Oblivion all the way into the back line. Doesn't take care of anything else. Tectonic Shock is out, but only has 1 more shot available to you in Oblivion, or 2 more shots, I should say. That's good enough, though. Splice and Lobby take care of their picks. It's a crazy point back and forth. Lucio can only run away, but only runs away into the grave, into the respawn room. Only 10 seconds later, and now they're going to switch gears here. Abdallah's going to move on over to the Doomfist instead. Phone is able to take care of Lobby. Big pick for you. That means you're not worried about a faraway shot happening. It will be a burrow away and a drill dash burrowed away from Oblivion 2. How much do they want to do here? It will be the infra site. How much do they see in terms of this fight here? Lobby can find a good few pieces of shots, which they do onto Abdallah. Wuyong ultimate right into Oblivion, who finds 2 to knock down, and a drill dash into 2 as well. A big, big play and 2 good ultimates used here for this team on NC State, holding the line. Remember, 4 minutes were on this clock. Over 4 minutes, I should say, were on this clock, but only 90 seconds left to go. What do they do here? Lobby again keeping all of the dive plays at bay, or at least any of the far shots away from at bay. Just good positioning here. It will be Tectonic Shock from Phone. Unfortunately, Hermosa goes down before they can see any play on it. Now it's going to be the blade out. Eric is able to dash into 1. Eric found 3 before on the blade alone. Unfortunately, with just deflecting, that's not going to do it for you. It does make you enough space, but it's a kite away that it's enough room for NC State to play again here. Now, Eric's going to play a little sneaky here. Do they realize where he's at? And Alex probably can call that out now. Suzu, that's a big one. Suzu was used here, so now they can probably dive right in. Lobby is kind of trapped out. It will be the downpour in, but that's only onto Phone, who can TP away from that now that they're on the Symmetra. Phone and Abdallah both find their picks as a spike guard up, yes, but how much longer can you hold that? That Wuyong separated out from everybody else, doesn't have an ultimate to work with either. Was at 99, could have held on for the ultimate. 30 seconds left to go. Lobby is gone at the same time, too. Can anybody else touch this point? It's going to have to be either the Venture or the Hazard. Neither of them touched. 25 seconds on the clock. UT Dallas finds time to work with if we move on to the second round. Oh, man. These guys have played 2 best of 5 so far. We'll play more games later today from sounds of it. Of course, this is an elimination game too. This is an oh so important game because one team will be stripped of their chances and will have to rely on a different qualifier, either conference if they are in one or a last chance qualifier bid. See what this team, and let's take a look at the numbers actually while we're waiting here. 15, 5, and 3 for the Lucio, the one that leads, of course, Splice 21 on limbs. Meanwhile, I mean, for the team that for UT Dallas, not a lot of final blows or not a lot of eliminations to look at, but still able to finish with time. So that is good news for them that they're able to finish with time. Put the pressure on, and now Splice on the Diva, Lobby on the Widowmaker. Will not be a Widow v Widow battle. Phone will go onto the Symmetra, stick on the Symmetra. That's actually what got Phone out of the down 4 from before. See if maybe they can melt away the Diva here, especially with that laser. Lobby's not able to find anything so far, so what does Lobby do? Does Lobby stay? Lobby will go on to Hanzo instead. A little bit more options. Instead of just a sniper. And really, Hermosa falling so super low there. Oh, and it's, this is bad news here. Eric's got to get out of dodge here, falling all the way to half health. Phone, though, finding Lobby in the process onto the back line. And now it's a runaway game here. Only ones left to go are just these 4. You can see on the main straight, Jagged Wall's not going to separate out anything but the team. And now it's going to be Oblivion having to dash away, but what you don't realize is there a Genji right there. But Splice is able to protect the Venture momentarily as Splice does get that violent leap kill onto Eric. And Oblivion is traded out 4v4, but the spawn advantage goes to the way of the attackers. So NC State could be looking at a push here, at a go button system as soon as this Venture respawns, which they do. Genji's going to have to lag behind for a couple of seconds. Now it's going to be a teleportation up onto the second level, but the Hazard can get there more or less easier. Eric already having to use the deflect, and the Suzu used as well. I mean, if you're NC State, this is your go button. That Suzu was used not even when it was needed. So Nelix and Splice both find their picks. Splice is going to find 3, and all that's left is a poor Genji by themselves just to get the Mega Health Pack. Kinstall maybe, but in a 4v1, not very likely. They notice the Suzu that gets popped, and that's a big one to lose, especially the way these games have been going. That one Suzu makes a huge difference. And honestly, might not have needed it either in that situation, but still a good go button here. Phone, though, still finding one pick after another here. Finding Nelix somehow, some way. And now he's going to TP all the way into the back just to pressure them off and just to get them off the cart momentarily. It will be Oblivion burrowing back in. Jagged Wall separates them for the moment. 2 turrets set up at the top of the archway here, so you know that this UT Dallas team wants to fight here. Lucio, a little bit of trouble as well. Downpour is going to come out. That's going to land right into Abdallah. You got nothing to work with. Graviton search at the final seconds. Photon barrier up as well. And that splits the team in half. But unfortunately, it's still a trade fight for them here too. They use 3 ultimates. They might just win it off of this, but now it's going to have to be trying to take down Splice, who escapes with their lives, is able to tell the tale later on. UT Dallas investing 3 there. That was the Grav Surge. That was the Photon Barrier and the Kitsune Rush to win that one out to a Photon Barrier. As well as on the other side, a Downpour and a Sound Barrier. Now, for the TP, they're going to go inside of this very, very limited room here. Tectonic Shock is used out by Oblivion for nothing there. Spike Guard is able to find 2. Will this find anything? Hermosa uses the Sound Barrier. It's going to be too late, though, to find anything worth it. They used the last 2 ultimates they had, but it's snuffed out right away by NC State. They're going to get free motion here. So they will get free fight distance here to work with. Unless they push them all the way back to their spawn, it will be UT Dallas that gets another fight to play with. What do they have in store here? It will be the TP all the way to the back line, but it's not worth it. Phone, it's taking care of the Spike Guard yet again, and a flurry of damage that comes right in between. Hermosa just gets smushed between so much damage. And again, the TP meaning absolutely nothing for UT Dallas. Said it will be NC State that gets their point. Now, it won't be as much time as UT Dallas had on their attack, but it's still close. They started with 407. The difference right now, only 23 seconds between the start of their attack and UT Dallas's attack. Splice taking care of Phone yet again. Nothing doing here. It seems like they really don't have an answer for the Hazard right about now, and they're trying to dive the back line, but by the time you do so, you have a Hazard right up in your face, and now it will be something that they can't really counter up against, and it will be Phone on the far instead. They have no hit scan. And the Violent Leap, if it reaches, well, you can always just concuss blast away from it. Downpour will happen. Where does the downpour hit? Downpour hits nothing inside of the space mid. Wasted ult except for the space making and splits up the rest of the team. So no deaths for it, but enough to stall momentarily as one DPS goes down on either side. Oblivion and Eric are down, but that's going to be the bigger one. Violent Leap goes up, concussive blast away. Splice is left to fend for himself by the rest of the team. Splice is able to take care of Phone though, but man, this is going to be another again. Somebody stop Splice, man. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. Finds 2 kills there. And now this is a good fight here because now they've got numbers. It's 4 versus 2. Eric has to dash away, has to reflect away. They're in final stretch. Splice might have done something here to help this team out, pushing them further and further, and they get rid of Hermosa again. Lobby will find the pulse bomb onto Phone of all things. Oblivion will use the tectonic shock. Abdallah can do nothing but wait for death. Eric is there, but getting pushed away from the cart. Golden box of victory is there, and it will be NC State that finds themselves with 1 minute and 51 seconds in advantage. Find all 3. And the difference of 1 minute and 51. My, oh my. GG coming from Splice, who says, you have attacker's advantage. Well, difference in attacker's advantage right now is negative 151, at least to start. Saw this earlier, though, on Kings Row, where one team, I believe it was, I forgot who it was, but anyways, they did push up a couple of meters past them for that 1 minute. Sorry about that. Woke up at 5:30. Or no, I woke up at 4 o'clock, 4:30 Hawaii time. It's currently 9:30 right now, so we're on 5 hours. I can only imagine how the players feel right now. They started their days at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And right now, it is a good 3 o'clock, 3:30, I should say, 9 minutes past the bottom of the hour as they're playing this game 5 hours later. Phone sticking on the Pharah. Pharah's trying to find any value whatsoever, and already up to 18%, but Lobby taking care of the Pharah. And Oblivion drill dashing away. Do you have enough boost to get there? You absolutely do. Good healing to keep the team up. Hermosa going down yet again. It will be the Violent Leap right onto Abdallah. Has to use the Suzu. Now they've got 30 seconds left to go. Half their time bank already wasted away. Oblivion trying to find the burrow. Burrows away successfully. And we'll drill dash yet again to get back to the team to heal up inside of the Alderworth Hotel. Meanwhile, for the rest of the point here, Spike Guard is up. Now you have Phone down yet again. Lobby 70% to an ultimate. Feels like this far and not working out in favor of the Comets here so far. You would think with nothing really to counter that, that's not good news for you. But instead, Abdallah getting Oblivion is huge. Phone now realizing that will go on over to the Venture instead. Splice getting Hermosa means it's a 4v4. It is overtime spawns. The spawn room still in advantage of the team in the attacking zone right now. Somebody's got to touch the point, guys, and they finally do. Phone is able to take care of Nelix. And now they have the pulse bomb that lands, but isn't able to do much else of anything. Lobby, though, is able to take care of Doyi. They are still fighting this over and over. 2 ticks given up. Here and now, we will have the ultimate coming up for the Tracer here. They don't really have anything to work for. Graviton Search is there, but nobody touches the point. They were all so worried about the ultimate from Lobby that nobody's touching that point. And so now, for what it's worth for UT Dallas, they literally have to defend what is basically 2 ticks. Oh my goodness. They were running away from everything. And unfortunately, that means they weren't very aware of the clock. And they just left. Oh, man. That might come back to bite them here. And they had advantage, too. They had man advantage going into that fight. They lost the Zarya, yes, but I mean, honestly, that ultimate was there, yes, but if somebody went around and somebody stuck in the point, well, I guess that ultimate was dangerous enough to have it. Unfortunately, the title blast is right there to counter them out. So UT Dallas's job is to deny basically what is 2 ticks in the matter of 2 minutes and 51 seconds. This is a near perfect hold that they would have to do. But looking at the numbers right now, all an advantage to that of NC State. 30 elims for Lobby on 6. Splice has 39 on 5. That is insane to think about right now. Insane. This Hazard getting so much value. Nearly 8 eliminations per death. $7.8 if you're counting right. I think if my math is right. But anyways. In the meanwhile, Abdallah's able to take care of the Lucio, but look at where the Hazard is. The Hazard's all the way in the back. Here comes Splice. Splice is able to find Phone and Doyi, then escapes with their lives. Able to drill dash away, goes Oblivion, and now Splice with a spike guard up. And then because they're blocking, you still do damage for it as well. Abdallah can only watch and wait for the violent leap to come, and this is going to be all but over. They did everything correctly there. Splice getting all the way around. Oh, and the Tracer looking down at the ground. That's going to be points given to NC State. Well, Splice was like, well, sides don't matter here. And it didn't, apparently. 2 minutes and 51 to start that off. Man, oh man. Splice getting play. Who else could it be? This is on their attack as well. Violent leap, wall climb up. Just a couple of spike guard needles, and all they had to do was keep them in the room. That Genji would not escape with their lives. Score now 2-1 in favor of NC State. All right, what could be last game here between these two teams. They stay on the same sides, obviously, because this is going to be pushed. New Queen Street was the map picked by UT Dallas, so let's see what the bans were. The bans were Hazard, and the band was Hazard and Tracer. So Hazard now out of the picture, meaning that Splice is going to have to find something else. My assumption, it's still the Malga. Yep. All right. By the way, we are in Toronto, home of the Blue Jays. We're currently up 1-0 as I'm recording this. So we're currently up 1-0 in the World Series. I believe most fans that say this go Blue Jays. Try and beat the Dodgers. Oh, Splice getting toxic with it. Get off Zard. Well, Abdallah onto the Doomfist instead now. Let's see what happens here. Starting off right near the statue area. Gets punched away. Overrun will happen here, and Abdallah will. It always frightens me whenever a Doomfist tries to like leap away and it almost lands up with them being off the map. Overrun is on. That will land right onto Hermosa yet again and get almost knocked off the map themselves. But Splice and Oblivion finding themselves a kill here. Phone is at also low health, waiting for either a healer or that natural heal to come up into play. Meanwhile, a robot is being pushed. You can see in the top right corner, but that will go away here. Lobby will take care of Eric, but it's a 3v1, and now it's going to have to be Phone TPing away. Maybe even needing the Wraith form, but now a couple of more shots here are being landed up, and Lobby's in big amount of trouble here, just getting tossed around. That secondary railgun shot, not enough to kill Hermosa for the moment. With Phone also now down. Now they're going to match the Malgas. It is Malga v Malga here, running right into each other right now. There's the overrun. There's the charge, and Splice is down. Hermosa dead now. So will be a dash in. Nelix finding themselves in a little bit of trouble. Kitsune Rush right on the staircase here to start off. We're only a minute and 20 seconds in, and their ultimate's being popped already. They're used to Kitsune Rush, well, to get out of dodge for right now. All that's left is a Venture in the back line. That will allow this push to happen. Lobby does take care of Eric, though, on a secondary shot. We are still going here. This is still technically first fight. We have not seen a clear fight winner yet on either side. Abdallah's going to have to run for dear life to get back to the rest of the healers. Will be forced up to use the Suzu there, but not much else other than that. Wraith form or TP now available, but Phone is not going to escape with their life. And finally, a clear fight winner, and this time it's going to be NC State.
This ends now.
Now we'll get to see here for the overclock. See what happens is, well, Abdallah down yet again, and that's going to be some more good burns here from Splice. who overruns right into Hermosa. Hermosa has not had a lot of fun in this game, I will tell you that. Not a lot of fun in the series at all. It feels like just the target over and over is this Lucio. We go ahead and TP in right into the disruptor shot. Phone goes. They will get the checkpoint out of this unless they decide to contest this right away. But this is a small area to be fighting in against a Kitsune Russian. But they've already found one. They found two. Death Blossom plus a blade available. Splice and Oblivion, though, finding three of their own. And Hermosa's in trouble yet again. Oblivion finds a third to go alongside of it now, and all that's left is Doi. Phone will TP in, takes care of Oblivion, but the damage has been dealt already. They've got past the checkpoint, and now even as Abdallah runs in, too little too late, checkpoint got, and a lot more to go with it. Just let me kill you, bro, he says. It's going to be a Reaper into the side point here for Phone. Phone trying to TP onto Oblivion. We'll try to keep it in frame for the side fight as well as the main fight that's going in. Now to be the cage fight. Cage fight has three in there. That forces the sound barrier, but it's a little late for Splice because Splice has already seen this fight from the grave. Abdallah finds two. Oblivion, though, into the back line. Takes care of Eric. Hermosa down yet again here, as now would be the overrun. Lobby's going to find themselves into the grave as well. Phone finds two for it. Do they find the Venture? The Venture is spotted out, but does have the Burrow and the Drill Dash available. Does Drill Dash up into the bus, but nothing else other than that. Abdallah does not have a lot of health to work with. Neither do they have a healer. And now Phone's going to have to TP away. Abdallah finds their way out, but Abdallah doesn't find their way out. Excuse me. Phone does, but oh man, they've only found 10 meters so far. Phone walking. Phone looking for a good angle here, but gets spotted right away considering where that robot was. Not surprised there. Has to Wraith form away. And we'll go back up to the top of the kill now. This robot will push just slightly more. Kitsune Rush will be used from the drop-down zone. Beautifully executed kite away here from this Kitsune Rush, courtesy of this team from NC State. However, they paid dearly with their life for it still. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Oblivion for Hermosa, but yet again, you would take the support kill over the healer kill. Overclock is there for Lobby, who finds two more. And it will be a fight win yet again for this team. And it'll be, again, another small room. Overrun right into Nelix's kunai is Phone. They will push on. And they will keep this going. NC State, again, on match points, needing this to eliminate UT Dallas from seeing light at the end of the tunnel for a spot from the CECC South. There's going to be the Tectonic Shock and the overrun to help out, at least to take down Hermosa, switching on over from the Lucio to the Ana. The result does not change. Hermosa's dead. Back to their side. Phone having a TP away. This could look like final fight territory right now. They get up to the top of the hill. It is home stretch. This is nearly impossible to get over unless... Oh, 4 minutes left. You're going to have to find something. It is the Death Blossom that gets put up inside of the cage, and Abdallah taking care of the cage as well. Death Blossom takes care of Oblivion, but what about the rest of the team? It's a 4v3 now. 4v2. Eric's Overclock is going to have to do magic here. Takes care of Lobby. Can Eric run away from the overrun here? Splice still trying to find it. Can find another shot on it. That's good for them as well. So Eric may have saved the game for them momentarily, but unfortunately, the rest of the game still needs to be played. They're down 110 meters for this game. Still playing for at least a shrivel of hope with 4 minutes on the clock. They can't even get it past the midway point yet. They are already being contested. That checkpoint for them, or rather, I should say, the spawn room's reset there. And Eric is in so much trouble being surrounded by not only a soldier but by a Venture looking right at him. And now it's a 4v5 with only a Kitsune Rush to work with, but Doya using that just to see if there's anything worth playing for, but a sound barrier denies all that hope. As much as they wanted to get back to the middle, all they've done is being sent back to their spawn room. So 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. The chances dimming away for UT Dallas to come back into this game. Now an overrun here. It will be the cage up that finds at least 3 people inside of it. And it will be a lot to play for here. Splice, Bunko, all dead, or both of them dead, I should say, because of it. And now it's going to be Oblivion. Very low health, but does go down to the hands of Phone. Alex is here to stall. Does use the Suzu to stall. Maybe that is enough for that 4 checkpoint to matter. And I think Nelix is going to spawn in time to regroup with the rest of the team. So what does this team do? They haven't made it past this middle checkpoint in quite a long time. They'll finally move the spawn room back. They will get it to the middle point. But what can they do from here? It's 110 meters of separation. You need to play nearly perfect the rest of the way. Tectonic Shock is out from Oblivion. Overrun is there as well. It is going to be Oblivion trying to run down Eric, and Eric will go down to it. Doyi takes care of Splice behind us, I should say, behind our camera. But it's still not going to be enough. All you've got left here are really Doyi, Phone, and Abdallah, who are trying to run in, but it's going to be Kitsune Rush down that staircase. What are you peeking at? Can Phone find anything? Tectonic Shock is there. Is able to find Bunka and Nelix, and it is past the point where that forward checkpoint makes a huge difference now. And you're trying to find Zoe on the burrow, is able to find it. And it will be more of a stall. They're just trying to waste away the time here, and a well done job for it here. Spice might even be able to get one for it, but instead will die. Well, what a stall out game there from NC State. Holding on to the time bank. Minute 40 remaining. And again, the lights just might be too bright for UTD here. Looking at a 110-meter deficit, and they're still going to get contested. Forward checkpoint still available for them. It is going to be an overclock from Lobby. Where's Lobby looking? And it's going to be inside of the cage now because there's 3 inside of the cage. This could be huge. Samir is going to force that out. And now there is a crazy fight happening here. But what's going to happen in terms of who wins this fight? Because Vault and Doyi find one, but Oblivion fighting Hermosa is even better. Doyi, though, on the cusp of dying because they have the Venture right behind them. Has to burrow away, but the burrow doesn't even happen. Now it's a 1v2 in the back line. Lobby finds Abdallah there in the 1v2. Oh, man. Well, it's a minute remaining on the clock. Splice questioning what's happening here. And that's huge. Hermosa gets Nelix down, meaning that is a stagger. That's going to be more distance that NC State cannot deny for the moment unless they're back. Ultimate's online right now. There will be a sound barrier available for Bunka, and Phone will have the Tectonic Shock. Abdallah will also have a cage fight ready to go here too. Tectonic Shock all the way into the back line from Phone, who uses it before Oblivion. Oblivion doesn't even use it, but they used the Tectonic Shock there to see if it's worth anything, and now Phone's Tectonic Shock is out. Burrows and drill dashes up to the second level. What does Phone want to do with this? They regroup to the rest of the way. Forward checkpoint is good. Now they're only 63 meters away. They move the robot. Here we go. 10 seconds left. It could be final fight territory. Kitsune Rush is out. Phone has to get out of dot. It will be Splice. Falling also low. Sound barrier comes in the nick of time to save Splice. Lobby and Oblivion down, or make them down for the count. And UT Dallas, Comets away. Comets are gone out of the orbits. And the Wolfpack come howling into the semifinals. NC State showing off their kicks. And NC State taking down the team 3 ranks above them on UT Dallas. Unbelievable. Pot G going to Eric here, which wouldn't matter in the end, but this would be the game-saving play for the moment, as that was an overclock that gets 3 or 2 for the overclock final blow, I guess you could say, and then, of course, the third one right after that. But GG's all around. Semifinals, NC State is headed there. UT Dallas out, unfortunately, for the semifinals. And we will see if we can stream. We will see if we can stream tomorrow. GG's, everybody.